Michael Irvin right here in our studio. Hour number 2 of our Week 10 coverage here at NFL Game Day Morning. We're now 6 wide. Right now. We have three-time Super Bowl champion Willie McGinnis right there in the middle. And then in between Kurt and Michael Irvin from the Denver Broncos. Always enjoy when you care to spend your bye week with us, Emmanuel Sanders. Thanks for being here.
Thank you guys for having me.
You got it. So now, here's some data right there. Now, hold on a second. Just so you understand, Emmanuel, it is not your first NFL Game Day Morning rodeo, but I think it's your first time here in what happens once every now and then. A Dallas Cowboy who's to blame conversation. And since you are now here for that, just giving you a quick tip. All you have to do to kick off the conversation, just look to your left. All of us, that's all we do is look to our left. Go, here we go. 1, 2, 3, look to our left.
Lean a little bit.
And lean in. You can lean into it. Lean in. Michael.
Let me tell you.
Michael.
Let me tell you who's to blame for what's happening right now in Dallas. And whoever, and I say this because I've had conversations with all of them, Jerry, Coach Garrett, Stephen Jones, we were all there. Whoever came up with this plan, thinking this group of receivers and this offense as constructed was good enough to go and play and win games, that's who's to blame for this. Listen, there are two types of offense in this league. You have a talent-based offense where you have to win with talent. When we played, we really had about 4 or 5 plays. Kurt, you know these plays. We ran 428, 839, 585, and 262. And then we're going to run the ball low right, low left because we were a talent-based offense. Now, you also have system-based offenses where system beats systems. You need talent when you have a talent-based offense, and you use a great system to beat other teams. The Cowboys tried to use no talent in a talent-based offense, and that's the problem they're having right now. Now, they got better talent in Amari Cooper, and let's see what happens now. But whoever thought this would work, whoever let Dez Bryant go, I'm telling you, you're to blame for what's going on.
Emmanuel?
Well, for me, obviously, it's hard. You know, this is a tough question because it's a team sport, right? You just can't point the finger at one thing or one person. You can't do that.
They do it around here.
But the thing is, if I had to, and if you're looking around the league, you see that it's a quarterback-driven league, and it's a reason why the quarterback is the highest-paid player in the league. It's because they touch the football every single play and determine the outcome of the game. And so I'm going to have to definitely go with the quarterback position because, you know, obviously you see Dak right here getting sacked and things like that, but he can use his legs, use his mobility, some type of way to be able to win a ball game. And, you look and see what's going on in Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, sometimes the pocket breaks down. He's escaping the pocket, and he's making plays with his legs, and he's winning ball games because of that reason. So I'm going to have to go with the quarterback position for sure.
And I'm going to put both of your guys together because you look at this defense, the number 3rd scoring defense in the league, playing really well. You look at their running game. They're a top 5 running team as well. Where are they struggling? We talk about it every single week around here. It's in the passing game, and I'm with you. It starts with the quarterback, and just little things like this. I mean, you just got a smash concept here, a corner hitch concept. Corner drops back. You got to be able to see that as a quarterback and take the hitch throw right there instead of a sack. These are throws that you have to be able to make as that guy, as you said, Emmanuel. We just got double seam right here. He steps up. Great job. This guy's wide open in the NFL. That is wide open. You have got to make that throw for a touchdown in those types of situations. Now here, we're going to show a completion, but I want you to watch Dak here. 1, 2, 3 hitches on a curl route. And that's something that carries over is the timing isn't there. And then, of course, we all saw this one. You just can't make this mistake when you're inside the 10-yard line. He wasn't open at any point in time in that route. You can't throw the ball up in those situations. The passing game has to get better. I'm with you, Michael. They need more talent around him, but they need better play from their quarterback if he's going to be that guy moving forward. As Jerry mentioned, he's going to be.
Does better play calling help that situation, do you think?
Well, some of it, but you saw guys being open. Right. And bottom line is if it's not open, you can't throw it. You know, you can't just go, well, that was a bad call. That guy was covered, and throw it. So it's got to be a combination. But better play calling helps every quarterback to be better. No question.
Got to go out and
I agree. And I think when you add talent into certain systems, it does show. But I've seen less talent win football games in great systems. And I think it all starts with the players. Players have to go out and execute. Now, I could do an XO on the offensive line. I could do an XO on the receivers. On the defense, I could do a bunch of those XOs of guys not executing, making plays. When you look at the Dallas Cowboys, it's been inconsistent. You talk about talent, Mike. If you go back 2 years, this team wasn't more talented than they are now. If you go down the roster, they were 13-3, playing great. Everybody giving them praises. I think it's a certain style you have to play with this football team. It starts up front. And don't tell me about injuries. We saw a team last year win a Super Bowl with injuries to the left tackle, to the starting quarterback, to one of their running backs, and I can go down the line. You got to play a certain style. As coaches, put these guys in position to play a certain way. It starts up front with them. Running the football with Zeke. It's not a pass-happy offense yet, and whoever's calling the play should understand that. You take the play calling out of Linehan's his hands, that's fine. But this team was successful 2 years ago doing what they can't do now, the simple things, the fundamentals, the technique. What's their identity? They don't really have an identity. They're trying to find that. And at some point, Dak does have to grow within his offense. You can't turn around and hand the ball off to Zeke 35 times a game.
You're sniffing that out.
Well, Willie, you know, if we rewind 2 years back in 2016, Dak was the offensive rookie of the year.
He
okay?
was.
Why? Well, he had a great runner, right, Zeke? And then he had the best offensive line, which was not even debatable. He had the best offensive line that I've seen in a decade in the National Football League. Well, that's changed a little bit. It really has. Travis Frederick is ill. He's not able to play. But they lost Ronald Leary and Doug Free. But they've replaced him with some pretty darn good guys. Connor Williams, a second-round pick from Texas, is pretty good. But he's hurt this week. I don't know who's going to play at left guard. Maybe they'll call up Kevin Gogan. I don't know. But then you got Lyle Collins over there at right tackle. They just haven't been the same at protecting Dak, at giving him time to throw the ball down to the field to whoever the receivers might be, even in the run game. So they just fire their offensive line coach as a scapegoat.
Well, I was going to say, too, I mean, something we look back to a couple years ago, and because he was the offensive player of the year, the rookie of the year offensively, we try to catapult him up to a level now that we think he should be at. But I think back to Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger. All these guys weren't the guys they are now early in their career as a passer and being able to carry a team. So I know we got to pump the brakes a little bit. The problem is they're losing, and so you got to put it somewhere. But he still is only in his third year. We've got to give him time to become that guy.
And that goes back to what I'm saying. When I'm saying they put too much on him. They're saying we're going to take away the Dez Bryants until and the Jason Witten are gone, and you go and win anyway. That's for this young quarterback.
Let me follow up just at the risk of getting just a touch long. You, sir.
What's that?
Your comment about whoever decided.
Yes, whoever
decided.
Whoever decided.
Would that be somebody who delegated to somebody else to make such a crucial decision on the roster?
Well, in all that honesty, when I had a conversation with these guys, and
keep saying these guys. Is it one guy, Mike?
No, it was all three of them. Okay. It was all three of them. It was Coach Garrett, Steven, and Jerry. We're all there. I felt that maybe one wanted Dez gone more than others. And that's why I said whoever made that final decision, that's why I lay the blame.
Okay. Now we can move on.
Okay.
Yeah. Remember I told you about that twisting gene. All of them have. And Rich has some producer in him, so he's just twisting gene.
James Slater is at the game.